Ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a short brief, I invited Commissioner Rene Sarmiento to our program. I also invited Head for Legal Attorney Ferdy Rafanan. And I also invited Senpeg. Interesting as it was, I was most surprised with Senpeg because they're busy. Considering that broadsheets and the mainstream media don't really want to carry them as part of the news or what they call priorities, it's interesting now that they have the option and the opportunity for TV. They say they're busy and they will abide some other date. I found the same thing peculiar with COMELEC because after all, well, then again, maybe it's not really peculiar. How do you answer the commissions and bank, that's a collegiate body of 7 people, 7 commissioners, who don't want to beg, who don't want to address the issues of what is being presented to them, which is basically a Supreme Court ruling opening up, well, so to speak, your books. Now, there are so many issues, I don't want to go into it because it's basically technical in nature, but we do have issues pressing, which is confronting us. We have Commissioner Melo, who has about 2 more years, and he's asking to step down no less in January 31. Interesting, isn't it? And then you have another one, Lara Zabal, who's coming down, and Nicodemus Ferrer, if I'm not mistaken, by end February. Now, AES watch groups are saying, don't allow any commissioner to leave the commission or their positions until they address the issues of the Supreme Court and the AES watch groups. These conditions or these requests or these positions asked by the groups to come up with issues like, well, all the basic, the signatures, the electronic signatures, you've got the source codes, even these machines that we used by the end of the year, kukunin na po ng Smartmatic yan eh. Ibabalik na. Wala na ebidensya. Kung wala na ebidensya, wala ka na pag-uusapan. Ganun lang po nangyayari dyan. What should we do now? Okay, mainstream media will not bring it up. COMELEC won't follow the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has said, but the Supreme Court's always coming in, nahalata nyo, parati sila na front pages now, plagiarism. And then before that, sa Kongreso, di ba, he had a bout with the Congress, and then there's a bout also with the President, based on the Truth Commission. The Supreme Court seems to be headline news all the time now. It seems that it's acting very independently, but whether everybody agrees with it or not, how do you assess all these things happening with the Supreme Court?
Well, maybe they have reasons for not pummeling COMELEC.
Pero the Supreme Court is supreme.
May decision na nga, may decision ng...
Pero bakit ayaw sundan? At sabagay, wala namang may police power ang Supreme Court naman, di ba? Sasabihan nila.
They can declare contempt of court. And depending on the gravity of the...
But an independent constitutional body as the COMELEC,
kaya
sabihan po? Oh. Let's go to the Senate, ma'am. You are one of the members of the August halls of Congress, no less than the Senate. How do you assess our current Senate? You've got, let's see, out of 24, you've got 1 fugitive of the law, another one that's incarcerated. Correct me if I'm wrong. And of course, because we are not sure of the tallying or the effects of the AES, tama ba yung mga nanalo kaya? Yung last 10, last 12?
I will beg off.
Sige. Mahirap na. What are your plans, ma'am?
Well, right now, we are busy trying to, to help this situation in Mindanao through education, literacy, economic empowerment, and of course, peace advocacy. We are doing this as an NGO. Wala naman support ang government eh.
Ang Amerikano po, may support po sa inyo. Kasi alam mo, dyan ang Amerikano sa General Santos. Alam naman nila, may interest dyan eh.
After 2 years, finally, USAID approved our literacy project. They will fund it for 3 years.
That's good. So literacy is always very good. You educate people. And there's the only way to get out of poverty, the bandage of poverty is education.
It's an equalizer, actually.
But it takes 10 to 20 years.
Yeah. But at least, we are starting it.
Anong base niyo po about American interest in Mindanao? Do you agree, disagree with that? Because we all know our lanes in Mindanao is commerce, basically, for China. You want to choke China, you choke the
Well, marami naman mga chismis about that.
Ano po ang base niyo doon? What's your position? Mahirap na rin.
Mahirap na rin, no.
Do you like the Americans and other groups to come into Mindanao? Okay, let's go somewhere else. Minerals. Ang dami natin minerals. You already know.
Marami nga.
Are you in agreement with mining? Para kunin natin, imina po natin yung mga natural resources natin, benta natin. Tama ba po yun? Kasi marami doon nakukuha.
Well, the church has always been against the mining.
Pero ang dami pong mina doon.
Oh, marami nga. We have gold, we have all kinds.
It's one of the richest areas.
Yeah.
And yet the poorest.
Because the people, the exploitation of the natural resources is not plowed back to the economy of
Siyempre,
Mindanao. Dinadala dito, dinadala sa Manila.
At binibenta sa ibang bayan, and then hindi mo na nakikita yung progress.
Wala.
Pag kung anong binungkal doon, kawawa naman yung mga tao doon. That's where do you think Mindanao will be in the next 10 years and then in the next 30 years? What's your vision based on what is available now? Information.
You are talking of Mindanao, not
Mindanao muna, wag na muna. Mindanao as a whole, because it will affect Muslim Mindanao. Or would you say that's two different areas, Muslim Mindanao and Mindanao? Dalawang iba po yun.
Iba.
Okay, let's go at Muslim Mindanao.
So maybe, in the future, hopefully, there will be a federation. We will have a federal system. So that each region, depending on paano yung paghati nila ng provinces into the federal state, no? Para naman, there will be equitable representation sa government. Oo. Sa ngayon, we have
meron ba tayong representante other than
we have only one and a half, according to Senator Pimentel, we have only 1.5 senators from Mindanao. Ngayon, it's only Gingona and
TG Gingona. But representante ng Mindanao po si Gingona?
He's a senator.
Oh, alam ko po.
Senator.
But I didn't realize he's from Mindanao.
Well, his lolo was from Mindanao.
Okay.
Gingona. Di Gingona sir from Mindanao.
I see. Sino po yung kalahati?
So, si Subiri.
Ay, oo nga pala, Bukidnon.
Oo.
Whose position is being questioned by no less than the son of Pimentel.
Kaya nga sabi ni Senator.
Isa't kalahati.
Yun.
But hindi dapat yun. Ano? So you, obviously, what you just said now is you're in agreement we should have a federal state.
Yes.
We should have a federation instead of what we have the current republic. Para tama, lahat may proper representation.
Para mayroon at saka yung allocation of resources.
Dapat patas.
There is no equitable, even when I was in the Senate, kasi hindi naman ako mahilig sa mga figures, ano. So, every time I look at the totals, wala pa yung autonomy noon.
Opo, wala pa yun.
Tinitingnan ko yung totals for Region 9 and Region 12 kasi that is where the bulk of the Muslims are. Palagi the lowest in the allocation of sa budget. And then I always show the figures to Nene Pimentel and then to the late Senator Tamano. Sabi ko,
si Tamano.
I will vote against this budget. Although, of course, the budget will pass. But I just want to make a statement. Are you willing to vote with me? So, Pimentel and Tamano always voted with me. We voted against the budget. So, for 2 or 3 consecutive years, palagi kami nag-vote against the budget. So, finally, siguro napansin din ng Senate President, bakit itong tatlo palagi nag-oppose ng budget? Although we will not win kasi talaga minority kami. So later on, Senator Gonzales, when he became Senate President, he instituted some changes. Si Senator
Kaya at least may konting funds na pumapasok. We now have an active Congress and there's a lot that represent Mindanao as a whole. I didn't realize that there's Muslim Mindanao and there's Mindanao. I have to now think in this direction. I didn't realize dalawa. We have a very active Congress right now representing. Budgets are beginning to get introduced. Pero kulang pa rin, kung ano nakikita mo. Miski pa paano kulang. Ladies and gentlemen, we're already at the end of the program. Don't worry, I'm going to give Senator Rasul 2-3 minutes more to speak without me having to badger her with all my questions. But here we are, we're presenting to you information. Now, unlike mainstream media, we're not out to present to you in bullet type form, like this is that, what is this? No. The reason we do these talk programs here in GNN is to enlighten you of all the issues that are actually taking place. Now here we have Santanina Rasul, a former senator, whose advocacies extend beyond her position when she was a sitting senator. But you see, there's so much information that just comes our way. Kayo po mga nanonood, no? I mean, did you know a lot of this information before this program started? I, for one, didn't, and believe me, I don't stop reading. Message to our viewers, ma'am. This camera.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you and GNN for this opportunity to articulate some of the concerns we have in the Muslim Mindanao. The Muslims in Mindanao are Filipinos. So they deserve they deserve whatever is given to the rest of the country, they also deserve it. So social justice is what is lacking in